Hello everyone, I am Sabina Kureshi welcomes you to the class of environment. Today we will start chapter number 5 Anita and the Honeybees of Standard 4th. We will learn in this chapter about a girl named Anita. So let's start. My name is Anita Kushwaha. I live in Bochaha village. Anita Kushwaha is a girl who lived in Bochaha village. Let's see where is Bochaha village. This is in Muzaffarpur district in Bihar. Bochaha village is in Muzaffarpur district, and where is Muzaffarpur district? Muzaffarpur district is in Bihar. I stay with my parents and two younger brothers. I study in college. Anita lived with her two younger brothers and her parents, and she is studying in college. Besides studying, I teach young children. I also keep honeybees. Besides studying, she is studying as well as she is teaching the young children at her home, and in spite of that she is also having many honeybees. All this has not been easy for me. When I was young, I used to spend all my time with my goats as they graze for food. What she is telling is all these things were not easy for me. When she was young, she was having many goats. So she used to take care of that goats as the goats were grazing for food. So she used to be with them every time. I always wanted to go to school, but my parents did not like the idea of girls going to school. In the childhood, Anita wants to go to school, but the parents were not allowing the girls. As in olden days, as I told, that girls were not allowed to go to school. So Anita's parents were not allowing her to go to school, but she wants to study. She wants to go to school. This is a true story of Anita Kushwaha. Anita Kushwaha is a girl star. What do you mean by girl star? Girl Stars is a project which tells extraordinary tales of ordinary girls who have changed their life by going to school. So, what the Girl Star is doing? Girl Star is a project which gives information about the ordinary girls. Ordinary girls means साधारण लड़कियों की, extraordinary tales means असाधारण कहानियाँ. What they are giving the information? They gives us the information about the simple girls, ordinary girls, how they have changed their life by going to their school. They studied and they changed their life. So Girl Star is a project which gives information about that. Now let's move to our next topic, a dream of school. As we know that Anita wants to go to school, but her parents were not allowing to study. They were not allowing her to go to school. But then also Anita's dream was to go to school. Let's see what has Anita done to get to school. One day I peeped into the school in our village. I could not stay away. One day she was grazing the goats. So she peeped in the school and she saw many children studying over there. So what had she done? She went in the school and she sat behind these children. I silently went and sat down behind the children. I felt so happy. I went home and picked up courage to talk to my parents about going to school. And when she went to school, she was too much happy. So she went back home and she picked up the courage. उसने हिम्मत जुटा के अपने पेरेंट्स से बात करने की कोशिश की. That Anita wants to study, but the parents clearly told no, that they will not allow Anita to study in the school. But they told me clearly that I could not do so. That day I cried and cried. After hearing these words from the parents, Anita cried a lot. One of the teachers in my village explained to my parents why it is important to study. But one of the teachers in her village, there was a school in the village, from that one teacher came and explained Anita's parents that how important it is to study. The teacher told them that they would not have to pay anything for my education up to class 8. The teacher told the parents, Anita's parents, that they don't have to pay anything, they don't have to pay the fees also till class 8. The teacher said that it was the right of every child to go to school. Teacher explained the Anita's parents that it is important for every child to get to school, it is the right of the students to study. Somehow my parents agreed. I started going to school and somehow they agreed to the teacher, and now Anita is going to school. I did not get high marks, but I always asked many questions. Anita was not so clever, but then also she was asking many questions to the teacher. Whatever she was not getting, she was not understanding, she was asking each and every question to the teacher. Let's move to our next topic, staying in school. Time passed and soon I completed class 5. Now Anita has completed standard 5th. I knew that we would need to spend more in class 6. Now she has to move in standard 6th, and she was knowing that now they have to pay more fees in standard 6th. My parents said that it was time for me to leave school, but I wanted to study more. The parents of Anita told her that now you leave the school, but Anita wants to study more. So she had another way for earning. I found a way to do this. She found another way. I started to teach younger children. Now she started giving tuitions to younger children. From the money that I got, I was able to continue my own study, and the money what the students were giving to her, from that money she was now continuing with her own studies. Slowly, I started talking to other parents in the village about sending their daughters to school. Now Anita was going to her school, and the girls in her village, now also their parents were not allowing them to go to school. So she started talking with the parents of that girls, and she was telling them to send their daughters to school. My parents also started helping me in my work, and Anita's parents were also now helping Anita to do her work. My mother used to do all the housework so that I could get more time to study, and Anita's mother was doing all the work, household work was done by her mother only, so that Anita can carry on with the studies and she can earn and she can study more. Anita is sharing one sweet memory with us. One incident took place in her life and she is sharing that incident with us. I remember some older boys in my village also used to teach young children. She remembered that in her village some older boys were also teaching some young children. As Anita was doing, Anita was also teaching some young children so that she can earn some money and she can study. They did not like it when I started teaching, but when Anita started teaching, they did not like that thing. They started to scold and scare the children so that they would not come to me. Now what they were doing? They started scolding the children, those who were coming to Anita for learning. So these older boys started scolding their children. उनको डराने धमकाने लगे that why you are going to Anita. For some time all the children except 2 stopped coming to me, and now the children are scared. They were not coming to Anita. Only the 2 children were with Anita. Others were not going to Anita for tuitions or for learning. But soon they all come back because I used to teach them with love and care. But now they all came back with Anita because Anita was teaching them with love and care. So the all children come back to Anita. Do you know, students, what is RTE Act 2009? The full form of RTE is Right to Education. Under this RTE Act, each and every child of age 6 to 14 years has a right to get free and compulsory education provided by the government without any discrimination, and this RTE Act was implemented in 2009. Anita is sharing one secret of her life with us. She is telling, I learned how to ride a motorcycle. I did not tell anyone. I fell down and got hurt many times, but I was happy. She also learned how to ride a motorcycle. This is the secret of her life. She has not told to anyone. She learned how to ride a bike as she fell down many times, and also she got hurt, but then also she was happy as she learned how to ride a bike. Now let's see the journey of Anita from school to beekeeping. There are many lychee trees in our area. Anita is saying that she is living in Bochaha village. So there are many lychee trees in her area. Honeybees are attracted to the lychee flowers. On these lychee trees there are many lychee flowers, and honeybees are getting attracted to that lychee flowers. Many people do beekeeping and collect honey. In our area, many people are doing the business of beekeeping and they are collecting the honey from that. I thought that I could also do this, and Anita thought that I am also getting interest in this business and I also wants to do this. I joined a course run by the government to learn about this. Now Anita joined a course which was run by the government. As she got interest in this course, so she joined the course. I was the only girl in this course. When she joined the beekeeping course, she realized that she was the only girl in this course. During my training, I found that honeybees lays their eggs from October to December, and she was getting training about this beekeeping. So during that training, she learned that honeybees lays the eggs from only the month of October, November and December. For only 3 months honeybee lays the eggs. So this was the best time to start beekeeping, and she told that now it will be the best time for me to start keeping the bees. So she started keeping bees. Now Anita has completed the course of beekeeping and she has become a beekeeper. I completed my beekeeping course, but I did not have money to keep my own bees and start work. Now Anita has completed the course for beekeeping, but she is not having enough money to buy the boxes for bees. So what she is doing now? I continued to teach and with time could collect ₹5,000, and she continued with her old work. What she was doing? She was giving tuitions to the younger children. वो ट्यूशन देती थी और पढ़ाती थी छोटे बच्चों को. So she started continued that work. उसने वही वर्क स्टार्ट किया, कंटिन्यू किया, और उससे उसको 5,000 रुपीज़ मिले. ओके, she collected 5,000 rupees from that work. With this money, I bought 2 boxes for keeping bees. With this 5,000 rupees, she bought 2 boxes for keeping the honeybees. Each box cost ₹2,000 और एक बॉक्स की प्राइस 2,000 रुपीज़ थी. तो वैसे उसने 2 बॉक्स लिए. So she spent ₹4,000 for these 2 boxes. With the remaining money, I bought sugar to make the syrup for honeybees and medicines to clean the beehives, and 1,000 rupees was remained with her. So with this 1,000 rupees, she bought sugar for making the sugar syrup and also the medicines to clean the beehives. So in this way, Anita spent her 5,000 rupees. That was in September. Till September, Anita has done all this work, and by December, I had so many bees that I had to buy 2 more boxes. As we know that honeybees are laying the eggs in the month of October, November and December. सितंबर तक अनीता ने सब कुछ रेडी करके रखा था हनी बीज को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए. उसने शुगर सिरप लिया, बना के रखा था, फिर बॉक्सेस लेके रखे थे. Each and everything was collected for the honeybees in till the month of September. And after September, the honeybees will come and they will lay their eggs in that boxes. Till December, now the Anita is having so many bees, and now she is having money also to buy new boxes. I was still learning about beekeeping, but she was new for this course. अभी अभी उसने start किया है, so she was still learning more and more about this course. Many times the bee would sting me and my hands and face would get swollen, and many a times the honeybees will get sting. वो डंक मार देते थे अनीता को on her hands and on her face, and that part will get swollen. वो एकदम सूज जाता था वो वाला part. It would pain a lot. अगर हमें कुछ लगता है तो हमें भी पेन होता है. सेम थिंग वॉज विथ अनीता. जब हनी बीज उसको स्टिंग करती थी, डंक मारती थी, तब उसको भी बहुत ज़्यादा पेन होता था. हाउ कुड आई कंप्लेन टू एनीबडी? आई माई सेल्फ हैज़ डिसाइडेड टू डू दिस वर्क. बट अनीता कुड नॉट कंप्लेन ऑल्सो. वाई? बिकॉज उसने ही डिसाइड किया था दैट शी विल कीप द बीज. बी कीपिंग का कोर्स उसने अपनी मर्जी से स्टार्ट किया था. उसके पेरेंट्स की मर्जी नहीं थी, उसके पेरेंट्स ने उसको नहीं बोला था. सो वो अपने पेरेंट्स को भी कंप्लेन नहीं कर पाती थी. शी हरसेल्फ वॉज सफरिंग दैट पेन. एज वी नो नाउ अनीता इज अ बी कीपर, बट विद दिस बिजनेस अनीता ऑल्सो वॉन्ट्स टू गेट हायर एजुकेशन. सो लेट्स सी हाउ शी इज स्टडिंग. एवरी डे आई साइकिल टू माई कॉलेज. एवरी डे शी इज गोइंग टू हर कॉलेज. एंड हर कॉलेज, हाउ शी इज गोइंग टू हर कॉलेज? She is riding a bicycle and she is going to her college. My college is in the town 5 kilometers away. Her college is in the town which was at a distance of 5 kilometers from her village. As we know that Anita is living in Bochaha village. So from that Bochaha village she is traveling 5 kilometers distance on a bicycle and she is going to her college. When I go to college, my mother prepares the syrup for the bees. When Anita is going to the college, her mother is preparing syrup for the bees, as Anita's parents are helping her. As she is studying in the college, now Anita's parents are helping her in her beekeeping business. My father looks after the bees and takes the honey out of the boxes, and Anita's father is taking care for the bees and he is removing the honey from the boxes. Now we know much about Anita. Anita is known by everyone in all the villages nearby, and now people from all the villages knows Anita for her work. उसके विलेज के लोग तो उसको जानते ही थे, लेकिन आसपास के जो विलेजर्स थे वो भी उसको जानने लगे थे. She goes to all the village meetings and talks about how important it is for everyone to study. And now Anita is attending all the meetings which are conducted in the village, and she started spreading awareness that how important it is for children to study. पढ़ाई कितनी ज़रूरी है वो सबको बताने लगी. Sometimes people make fun of her, but Anita knows what she wants to do. She does exactly what she wants to. उसको पता था कि विलेजर्स उसका मजाक उड़ाते हैं, लेकिन उसने उनको नहीं देखा. उसको जो करना था वही उसने किया. Anita wants to become a wholesaler so that she can help the villagers to get the right price for their honey. Now Anita wants to become a wholesaler. Why? Because in our village many people are doing the business of beekeeping and they are collecting the honey. So Anita wants to become a wholesaler to help the villagers to get right price and high price for their honey. In this chapter we have learnt about honeybees, but do you know where honeybees live? Honeybees live in a beehive. So let's learn more about beehive. 3 types of bees are present in a beehive. First one is queen bee, second male bees or male bees are also known as drones, and third is worker bees. So these three types of bees are there in a beehive. Every beehive has one queen bee that lay eggs. The work of a queen bee is to lay the eggs. There are only a few males in the hive. Only a few male bees or the drones are there in a beehive. Most of the bees in the hive are the worker bees, and most of the bees are the worker bees in a beehive. These bees work all day. Why they are called worker bees? Because these worker bees work for whole day. They make the hive and also look after the baby bees. This beehive is made by the worker bees, and they also look after the baby bees. They fly around flowers in search of nectar. They also bring the nectar from the flowers. They fly around the flowers and they suck the nectar from that flowers. They collect nectar from flowers for honey. And for what they are collecting the nectar? They are collecting the nectar from the flowers to make honey. When one bee finds flower with nectar, it does a special kind of dance by which the other bees can know where the nectar is. When one worker bee finds a flower which is having nectar inside it, then that bee does a special dance over that flower, so that other bees gets to know that this flower contains the nectar, and the other worker bees come and collect the nectar from the flower. The worker bees are very important for the hive. Without worker bees, there would be neither hive nor any nectar collection. All bees in the hive would go hungry. If worker bee will not be there in the hive, then hive will not be there only, because beehive is made by worker bee and nectar collection is also done by worker bee only. If worker bee will not be there, then we will not get honey also, and other bees will also starve for food, because nectar is being bought by worker bee. The male bees have no special role as workers, but these male bees are not having as special role as worker bees. Only the worker bees are having special role in this beehive. So worker bees are very much important in a beehive. As we have already learned about honeybees, how they live and work together. Same way we will learn about ants. Three types of ants are there in ants nest. First one is queen ant, second soldier ants, and third one is worker ants. Ants live and work together like honeybees. The queen ant lays the eggs. The work of the queen ant is to lay the eggs. The soldier ants look after and guard the ants nest. The work of the soldier ants is to guard the nest and to look after them. It is the duty of the soldier ants to protect the nest from the enemies. Worker ants are always busy looking for food and bringing it to the nest. The work of the worker ant is to search the food and to bring back to the nest. So the worker ants are busy every time. Termites and wasps also live like this. Same way like the ants and the honeybees, termites and wasps also live in the same way. At chapter number 5, Anita and the honeybees gets completed over here. So see you next time with another chapter.